So this is Chit Chat. I didn't want to extend the other message there because, it will run too long. So I got a phone call from the VA, and I picked up the phone. I was feeling fine this morning. Everything was wonderful. Last night's sleep, dang! I went to sleep. I slept the whole entire night until 6 a.m. So that was great. I haven't eaten yet this morning though. It's like 9 o'clock already, and I've been up since 6, or since the time that I woke up, because I slept the whole morning. I think it was like 8, 6, 7, or 8, somewhere around there. I can't even actually remember, but I slept the whole night. Like I didn't even get up to go to the bathroom. Yeah, so they called me, and that was just my water bottle. I have water there. They called me in the morning, and it was the suicide prevention hotline from the VA, and they're returning my call because they pissed me off. I called them. I took a lot of shit because they pissed me off. They put stupid people on the phone, and then and ignorant people have no idea what they're doing or how they're talking to you, or they should not be working there. The veteran crisis line, a lot of those people that are there to help the veterans, they should never have been hired, because they're causing anxiety and anguish to the veterans. Yeah, because that's what they were doing to me. And then but let me just continue with what I'm talking about here. I just want to grab this paper real quick. So I was mad, and so I said, look, because of the way you are, and you're not answering my questions, and you're not doing this for me, you have my blood on your hands. And I hung up. I know I can be real abrasive when I'm angry. Like, I'm a sailor. I have a sailor mouth, but when I'm angry, I can tear a person down. I made a guy cry just with my words and my so I don't want to do that though, because I like happy Mona. Happy. I like that girl. All right. I like that person. So I told her that, and I hung up, and I did that thinking like, good, she's going to feel guilt. That's how I think when I do that. That's what I'm thinking in my mind. Good. She's going to feel guilty, But then I sit, and I don't want to kill myself. I think I figured this out. Somebody help me figure it out. Okay. So, I hung up, and then I called back because I wanted to complain about her, the one that I just spoke to. And I get another dummy, another one who won't even let me speak, keeps interrupting, doesn't want to listen, and when I got on the phone with the second one, like, I calmed down already, because I knew a new person was coming. So I was trying to change my energy. Okay, this is a new person. She doesn't know what happened. I'm just going to start. No, it turned all the way back into me being like, you got my blood on your hands if I kill myself, like at the end. And then me talking to her, telling her she's ignorant, she's a fucking idiot. Like, yeah, I'm going to tell you what. I was calling all kinds of terrible names, bad word, everything. Just like, it's easy to do that when someone's on the phone. It's easy to do that, But they did. She was another dummy. So I told her the same thing, because yes, I want her to feel the guilt, So I told her the same thing. If I die, they find me, I'm gonna leave a note and say that and I was gonna put her name, and I'm gonna say that you are the reason why I'm dead. I would say anything to hurt, without no care of how the other person feels. Now, when you have someone with PTSD, or they're going through some psychological trauma or something like that, you can't expect the person to be all, oh, hi, how are you doing today? No, they're going to probably, they're not feeling good, and I wasn't. And she's like, ma'am, you're being very rude. I'm like, you know what? You made me this way. You turned me into this rude person because of how you're talking to me. You're talking to me like a child, too, on top of that. So anyways, I hung up on her now. And so I thought, okay, I tried again. So I call back again. And then I get this guy. My first question is, his name was Sean. I said, Sean, were you in the military? And then he paused. And they said, yes, I was. And I'm like, perfect. Perfect. And you know why? And I was right when I said perfect. Okay? Number one, just because he was in the military, my anxiety went from, let's say this is tall, okay? My anxiety went from here to here, okay? Just because he was in the military, right? That's not a lot, but it's a little bit. It's better than nothing, right? Better than nothing. And then so after that, I was speaking to him, and I started out with, I said, look, I just want to explain to you what's going on. I'm not feeling very well. I keep getting interrupted by the people over there, and this, that, and the other. And you know what? He was silent the whole time. He just listened. Like, he didn't interrupt me. He didn't ask me my name. Because while I was telling him what's going on, I said, look, I just want to explain to you what's going on here with me and the situation and how it escalated and how the veteran crisis line is causing me to have a trauma and stress and thoughts of suicide or whatever, right? And you know what? He didn't speak until I stopped. Wow. And then he started asking the questions, and then I start talking again, and he's silent. Shh, silent. He's listening. And you know what he told me? Because I was on the phone with him for a long time. Even when we got disconnected, he called me back. But you know what he told me? He's like that a lot of the times that when a veteran calls the crisis line, that they don't talk. So a lot of the times they have to pull the information out. And I'm like, well, if they have a veteran who calls and they're willing to talk, let them talk, right? Yeah. And so he was like, yeah, that's why I'm doing for you, because he's smart. He was smart. He's smart, just straight up. And he's a veteran, and like simple, like he knows. He has problems of his own. He knows what I went through, right? I mean, I don't know what his problems are, but he knows about the suffering, right? And so he let me talk and all this thing. Man, that guy filled me in on a lot of information. You know what? I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't want to kill myself, but I get extremely angry. I think I might need a little anger management. Well, no, I don't need anger management as long as I stay away from my family or the VA. Then I'm happy rainbows, right? Once I have to deal with them, it's like my blood gets boiling. It's just like, you know what I mean? And so, and I also told him, because, I called them and I hung up on them. Don't do that, you guys. If you're a veteran calling, you're pissed off and you hang up and I'll tell you what, if a veteran calls the veteran crisis line, they don't want to kill themselves. They need to talk to somebody. If a veteran's going to do it, they're going to do it. They're not going to call anybody. They're not going to do anything. They're not. They're just going to go do it. Okay? I'm being serious. That's how I did it. 8 times. They're just going to go do it. They're good. I attempted it 8 times. Somebody found me every single time. Even when I was hiding to do it. So if someone's going to do it, they're going to do it. Okay? But if someone calls a veteran crisis line, to me, I don't know. To me, I feel they need somebody there to listen to them. They're pissed off. They're angry. They're feeling stress. They're feeling anxiety. That's why you can't just throw anybody on the phone. You can't throw the military wives on there. They don't know what's going on. You need to put someone there who is either military, has a degree in some psychological realm, something like that. You can't just throw random people in there. It's not good. Those people are the killers. The people who answer the phones who have not had a proper education or who have never been in the military, who are answering the phones at the veteran crisis line, are the killers. They are not helping because they keep talking and interrupt. They don't know they're not doing it right. So I don't know who's hiring these people. All right. And then after you hang up, they start harassing you with calls. It's not one and leave a message. They keep harassing you. I found out from Sean, the nice, smart guy on the phone. He said, if you do that, they're going to call you. Because I told him I don't want to kill myself. I'm just get really mad. And he's the one that helped me realize that, actually. You know, I thought I was mad to get to the point of suicide, but no, I am just extremely angry. In the past, I had those tendencies. But I was high. I was traumatized, being abused by my ex-husband and their family, by my dad, by, you know, people around me. I was being abused physically, mentally, financially back then. So that's why I was doing that then. You know, my ex-husband is the cause of probably 50% of my suicidal attempts. It's because of him. And he raped me for 2 years. I mean, you know, you got to get some trauma out of that. He, you know, and he physically abused me, tried to kill me when I was 8 months pregnant. And I never spoke up about it because I was in the military. I was thinking in my mind, oh, if I speak up, I'm weak. Yeah, so there's that. So anyways, I was talking to the guy, and he made me realize, yeah, you know what? I don't want to kill myself. I'm just really freaking mad. And so what he did, he said, okay, so when they call you, if you want them to stop calling you, just tell them, I'm not going to kill myself. I'm fine. And thank you very much. And have a nice day. And then they will stop. I didn't know that. So yeah, I'm not going to do that anymore. And if I do call there, I'm just going to, and then he told me, you know, they do have to ask particular questions, you know, like, are you going to kill yourself? Do you have weapons? And then, like, they ask you that in the beginning. No, you need to listen to the person first. Let them get their issues out. Let them calm down and then ask that stuff. You know what I mean? That's how he did it. He did it right. And so, I was like, oh, darn. So now, you know, he's a military veteran. He filled me in on vital information and let me speak and let me speak and express my concerns, and he didn't interrupt. He gave me useful information. And he was friendly and mature and intelligent. He stopped my anger. Why? Because he was knowledgeable. He gave me information. He told me what they do over there, because I was like, you know what? Who runs that place? I need to go in there and revamp your whole system because you're all doing it wrong. You don't know what you're doing there. That is not a veteran crisis line. That's like a veteran killer line, I believe. It might be a crisis line when it comes to somebody, like, because I called and I wanted to vent for that. But if a suicidal person calls, you are most likely causing their escalation of suicidal tendencies or thoughts. Another thing that this guy told me about that I'm going to call, and I'm going to see if I can be a part of that organization. And I'm going to let them know what I do out here and how I have my YouTube channel. It's called Vets for Warriors. So I'm going to call them, and I'm going to explain to them my situation, everything I'm going through. Hopefully they have a nice person on there that's willing to spend the time to listen to me. And I'm going to talk to them, and I'm going to ask them how we can work together, because I have this channel. That's you know, I want to keep going. I want to keep going and stand up, because, you know, in the past, like 5 years ago, there was a woman. She's like the head of some sort of mental health department 5 years ago. She's a person who does like speeches. She goes to and does, you know, things like that. And I had her on the phone, and even she kept calling me on occasion, and she wanted to talk to me because she wanted to see what was going on up here, right? I think that was her little thing, but I didn't know. Like, now I think I know. She wanted to see what I was going on. And, you know, after a few days of just chit-chat with her, talk about information and whatever. And, like, finally it was come to, like, our last kind of calls. And she was like, you know what, Monika? She said, you keep fighting. You have something here. She said, if you don't fight for the veterans and you don't see anything happening, who will? She said, you have to stand up for them. That's what actually made me decide that I wanted to build the camper and go on the road. Yeah. So it was her. I can't remember her name. I'm sure I have it somewhere, like in past emails, because she is actually the one that told me to call the Office of Inspector General, the mayor, all these places, the White House representative. She's the one that told me. She saw it in me that I have potential to make change. I haven't made a big change right now because I don't know where she is. She's a busy woman. I don't even know if she's still in that position. And I can't be just calling her all the time, like, what do I do now? No, I have to do my own homework and figure it out myself. So that's, I'm going to try and see if I can work with Vets for Warriors somehow, some way. And, that lady, gosh, man, she saved my life too. She really did. Back then I did want to kill myself. When I was living in Missouri and I called the VA for, I definitely, but that woman saved me. So, and then she said that to me when it comes to, what was going on. She says, I believe that you can make a change. And I was like, you do? And she's like, yeah. And so that's what I've kind of been doing out here, aside from my own healing. Like, I'm not every day out there looking for, people who are mentally ill no, I'm not. It's just like if I run into them. I believe that if God wants somebody to talk to me, I will bump into that person. You know what I mean? The only thing is that just recently I put myself in danger around toxic people, and my safety was in danger. So I had to separate myself. And that's when I decided that I wanted that I cannot do that anymore. Not on the street. I can't interact with too many people because there's a lot of manipulating, dangerous people out there. So I thought, okay, I got to apply it to this channel more better. But you know what? I can't 100% avoid people, because when I do go into town, I always bump into somebody. Always there's somebody, whether it's in line or I'm walking in my car at the gas station. Those people, okay. But I'm not going to go out of my way anymore because that's putting my life in danger. So that's what's going on. And I wanted to let you know that, I don't want to kill myself. Sean, the guy who picked up the phone, is the one that made me realize I'm just really mad. And I need to put that energy somewhere else. And you know what? That guy, when I was coming off the phone with him, I was already laughing and happy. And we were talking about, things. And I was feeling like he made me feel good. Like that whole feeling of anxiety was absolutely gone. It was disappear, like poof, and I was like, oh my God, dude. I'm like, you saved my life, man. I told him that. Like I gave him all kind of up and down praise, but that guy was awesome. And he filled me in on some secrets, and, I'm going to just do it, I'm just going to do it. And because, I'm remembering now that lady too, like she actually thinks that I can make a difference. And I'm realizing that now. I'm realizing a lot of stuff right now, you guys, because I'm also having withdrawals from CBD, THC. I'm not doing that stuff anymore. And when you don't do it, you have to think. You tend to think a lot. So maybe it's a perfect time for me to quit, because now I'm starting to think and all these things are coming through, and, so it's great. So I'm going to be putting out more videos about just random thoughts I have, because this is the side effect of quitting drugs. Your mind starts working again. Yes. Right? I know that the THC CBD is not, it's not like a drug, not like meth or fentanyl or any of that stuff. But you know what, though? It is a preventer of healing. If you smoke the weed or the CBD or whatever, it takes you somewhere else and it makes you feel better. But it doesn't allow you to confront your demons, right? Yes. Marijuana does hold people back from facing their demons, Yes, it may help for the moment, like any other pill or drug out there. It's just temporary. You're not actually taking care of the problem if you're not thinking properly. So, yeah. Anyways, I told him that too. I told him I was going through withdrawals because I quit that stuff, and he's like, oh, yeah. And so I figured that out. And then after that, once I feel good, I think it's going to be up to 12 weeks, you guys, though. After I start feeling good from not doing that, like I feel anxiety, but I don't feel like I need to smoke it. I just feel the anxiety. Like I gotta find something else to do. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm just gonna just deal with it and just do things around, and I'm okay. And then when the 2 weeks have passed from that, then I'm gonna drop the vape, and that's how it is. So we've made it to 20 minutes. I think that's enough, for right now. If I have anything else, I'll come on another chit chat. But I'm Mona. This is Chit Chat, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.